few months ago, a beloved family friend whom I cook for every now and then asked me to make her some pasta sauce without tomatoes. She doesn't eat tomatoes for health reasons, and she told me she had come across a video where somebody made sauce using bell peppers and other ingredients. This happened to be in the spring and our garden was blooming. I only had to buy bell peppers from the store. Everything else, carrots, herbs, came from our garden, and I made her some sauce, which to my amazement turned out so good. Her husband called me and said Mima cried when she tasted that sauce. It was so good, and she hadn't had tomato sauce or pasta sauce for the longest time. And I just knew I had to share a video with you, but it took me so long until recently. I also had an allergy test that shows that I also have some sensitivity to tomatoes and carrots. But if you have no problem with carrots, this is a perfect recipe that you need to try. So I have here some bell peppers. That's 6 of those. I have 4 medium-sized carrots, approximately half a pound. I have some Italian parsley, 2 onions, just a little bit of oregano here as well, just about this much, some basil, and I also have here some garlic. Garlic definitely according to how much you like. I'm going to chop all these and then we are going to roast them. I'm going to cut up my onion. Renal patients or people with kidney problems typically are not supposed to eat foods that are too high in potassium. Tomatoes are high in potassium, and that is why it is advisable for them to really limit, and some people actually just try to stay away completely. But you can still enjoy most of your tomato-based foods by using red bell peppers and other ingredients to enhance the flavor and achieve very similar taste. And being a Ghanaian, most of our meals are more tomato based, and so staying away from tomatoes is gonna be hard. So recipes like this is very heartwarming, even to me at this point. I still eat tomatoes, but if I can limit it and every now and then do bell peppers instead of tomatoes, that works perfect for me. I love spice, so I'm going to be adding in here some spice, and I'm using some jalapenos to achieve that. You can completely omit this, use less or even more depending on how spicy you like your sauce. Basil. You can pretty much just get the fragrance right now. And all these herbs definitely according to your preference. But you want this to be good. Now we're gonna get the oregano in as well. Smells divine. And now I'm going to add some salt. About a teaspoon of black pepper. Gonna add a drizzle of avocado oil. And now I'm just going to mix everything. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to let this cook in there for about an hour. An hour later, and I have this absolutely beautifully oven roasted vegetables. It smells amazing. And I'm just going to blend this in my food processor. And that's all it's going to take to come up with this absolutely delicious no tomato pasta sauce. Just look at the colors. These juices are flavor and nutrient packed, and so you do not want to leave that out. So into the food processor it goes. I'm going to cover this and blend. Once your vegetables are blended, it is ready to be used. Your sauce is pretty much ready. And if you want to preserve it, you would want to put it in your jars and can it. I typically just freeze mine. But remember, if you are going to can it, you have to make sure that the rim of your jar is clean. So you'd want to wipe it clean before you cover and then put it in your boiling water to do the canning. I'm going to be making my sauce. So I've just added a drizzle of avocado oil into my pot. Added my chopped onions. I have enough garlic. I wouldn't say too much in there, so I'm not going to add any garlic. And now I'm going to pour my sauce in here now that my onion is partly caramelized. Just like that. I'm not going to let anything go waste, so my jar is rinsed. Water in here as well. And I'm just going to let this simmer down a bit. If I was using ground beef, that would have gone in first. But I'm using meatballs, which I have pre-cooked and frozen. So it goes in here now. I'm going to let this simmer down. Let the meatballs get a chance to soak up some of the sauces, introduce its own flavors into my pasta sauce, and my sauce would be done. Now, because I'm Ghanaian and like a kick of spice, I'm going to add a little bit of chili flakes. You don't need to. Remember, I did put some jalapenos in here, so it's a little bit spicy, just not spicy enough for me. And I always love my Parmesan cheese in my sauce. So I'm just going to grate a little bit in here. It is so good. If you haven't tried that before, try it. And that is all it takes to make my absolutely delicious pasta sauce. Tomato or non-tomato as we have it here. And my sauce is done. Spaghetti is cooked. I'm going to serve it, and just look at how good it looks. Once you taste it, you will not be able to tell the difference. Color wise, maybe yes, because the carrots and everything in there makes it a little bit lighter. It's not as bright red as tomato sauce. Pasta sauce using tomatoes would be. But taste wise, I tell you, this is better. The bell peppers give all that sweetness in here. And if you can't tolerate tomatoes for any reason, because of potassium, because of a little bit of intolerance, sensitivity to tomatoes, this is going to be good for you. Try it. You will love it. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.